Hello everyone, my name is Christopher, and I'm going to show you a quick walkthrough of Pixellu SmartAlbums. Let's get started. When starting a new project, the first window asks for the album specifications. You can choose from a list of company presets, or use the Custom tab to set a custom album size. Let's go ahead and choose a preset. Once you select a print lab from the list, select the album orientation and size. Let's go with a square album, and choose the size to be 12 by 12. Some album companies have several album types, and you can choose the specific album here. No matter which option you choose, SmartAlbums will take care of all the measurement and export files to make sure they comply with the print lab requirements. At this next step, you can choose to see all the templates, templates without square frames, or only templates with a 3:2 ratio. Let's select all templates. In the Appearance section, you can choose other default settings such as borders, gaps between images, and the background color. Let's leave everything as it is. Click Start and save the project. SmartAlbums will take a few moments to prepare the album. Once the project is launched, import your images by dragging them onto the image browser area on the bottom. The supported file formats include JPEG, PNG, TIFF, and Photoshop PSD. To design an entire album with just one click, you can choose to use the Auto Build feature. To use Auto Build, simply click the Auto Build button here. All of your images will be used for the designs automatically. Or you can select a specific set of images in the image browser to create spreads with only those files. In this window, you can specify the number of spreads you'd like to create and how your spreads will be designed. You can choose to group your images with Smart Grouping, which will prioritize how images are grouped into spreads based on blocks of time, whether the files are black and white, or using the metadata of the images. Enabling multiple options will help to improve how your images are grouped. You can also choose to group your images by specifying the number of images per spread by choosing Specify Range. Keep in mind that the images will appear on your spreads in the same order they appear in the image browser. The Template Reuse option here allows you to control how often templates in the project repeat. Select Maximum to see more of the same templates, or Minimum for the most variety. In this example, we'll choose Medium to include variety as well as have repeated templates in the design. Once you're satisfied with the settings, select Auto Build to create your design. In just a few seconds, spreads will be created in your project. You can make any adjustments to your images and layouts once they are created. Or, if you're happy with the design, proceed to export, or share the album with your client. If you'd like to create each spread individually, select the images you want to use and drag them onto the blank canvas. Instantly, SmartAlbums creates a perfectly designed spread. To see other available layouts, go to the top of the spread. Click Next, and you will see a new layout. You can keep clicking until you like the design in front of you. To recrop any of the images, click on the image, and reposition it inside the frame to make sure nothing important is cut off. You can also scale up an image, tilt if it isn't leveled, change the opacity, and add a border. To switch any of the images, drag one onto another. One of the best features of SmartAlbums is that at any moment you can add additional images by selecting them and dragging them onto the spread. When you do this, the software provides an appropriate design that includes the new images. And in a similar way, you can select images you no longer want and remove them from the spread. Because images can be added and removed at any time, it makes experimenting really easy. To design the next spread, again select a few images and drop them onto the blank canvas. Note that you can use the spread grid on the right to reorder the spreads at any time. There are a few useful shortcuts that will make album design even faster. Instead of using the mouse to click Next to see a different layout, you can press the down key on your keyboard to see the next design. And to go back, use the up key. Two other very useful shortcuts are the left and right keys, which let you navigate quickly between the spreads. These designs look great, but for some spreads like this one, you may want to change the background color to something other than plain white. To change the background color, select the spread by clicking on the spread bar at the top. Then in the inspector on the right, click on the background icon and choose a color. Let's go with black for this example. You can also try setting an image as the background. To do this, right-click on an image you want to use as the background and choose Make background image of current spread. Let's turn the opacity down a bit. And there, that looks great. If you'd like to learn more about adding backgrounds, please visit the video tutorials page on our website. The album is really starting to come together, but what if you want to create a unique layout that you can't seem to find in the templates? No problem. Just use the designer view to fine-tune the layout. To enter the designer view, double-click on the spread. There are a few things you may want to do. First, you can add a new image by either dragging it from the image browser on the bottom, or by drawing an empty frame first, and then inserting an image. And of course, you can delete images by selecting them and pressing the delete key on the keyboard. Once you have all of the images you want on the spread, you can resize them and reposition as needed. The Smart Guides are going to help make sure that the spacing is consistent and the images are centered. You can also add text to this spread by using the Text tool. For a more in-depth tutorial on the designer view, please visit the video tutorials page on our website. Now that the spread is finished, you can save it by clicking on Save as Template. This layout is now saved to the template library and can be used again at any time. Click back to return to the main view and continue designing the album. SmartAlbums gives custom templates priority, which means the layouts that you design will be displayed first. You can also favorite existing templates, making them appear more often. And in a similar way, you can right-click and choose Reject to hide layouts that you don't like. This is a handy tool to ensure you are only seeing templates that you want to see. You can continue designing the album by dragging and dropping images like before, or if you know the exact images you're going to use, there's an even faster way to build the album. First, choose to see only the unused images by using the drop-down on the left. Then select all of the images and drag them onto this area called the timeline. Next, you'll need to put page separators between the images in order to group them together. These page separators are called cuts. For example, you can group this set of detail photos by putting a cut right there. And by doing so, you have just created a spread. You can then group these four together by putting a cut there, and a spread design appears instantly as the cut is made. Continue placing cuts between images and making new spreads. Using this method, you can very quickly build the entire album in a matter of minutes. Now that the album is finished, it's ready to be shown to the client for feedback. To send the album to your client, click on the Export button at the top right corner, and then check the Export for Cloud Proofing box. SmartAlbums will now prepare the album for viewing. While it's uploading, you'll need to follow a few simple steps to set up the proofing. First, log in with your email and password. This is the login you created when purchasing SmartAlbums. If you have not purchased SmartAlbums and are using the free trial, you'll need to create a free proofing account first. Once logged in, specify the album name and enter an optional password. At this next step, it's very important to add the client's information, because only those who are listed as a client will be able to leave comments on the album. If you don't list anyone on this page, your client will not see the comment box and will not be able to leave feedback on the album. Everyone else will be logged in as a guest and will not see the comment box when looking through the album. And finally, you can choose to send an invitation along with a personal message to your client, letting them know that their album is ready for viewing. Once the client opens the invitation email and clicks on the link, they will see the album in a beautiful presentation. The client can flip the spreads by clicking the left and right arrows. At any moment, they can leave feedback in the comment box on the bottom. For instance, they may want to replace an image with another one. They can also click on individual images to see them bigger. For example, they may want this image black and white since the others on this spread are also black and white. If you'd like to see a more detailed tutorial on SmartAlbums cloud proofing, including instructions on how to customize the look of this page, please visit the video tutorials page on our website. Once the client is finished proofing the album, they can click on the Submit Feedback button here, and you will be informed via email that the feedback has been submitted. Back in SmartAlbums, you'll see a Start Revising button on the right. When you click on it, you'll be taken to the first spread that contains a client comment. In this first request, the client wants to replace an image with another one. If the requested image has not been imported yet, you'll need to find it on your computer and import it into SmartAlbums. Now, let's replace the image just like the client asked. Each client comment is treated as a task in SmartAlbums. Once you're done with the client request, you can check it off and move to the next task. On this spread, the client wants to make this image black and white. Find the image you want to edit. Make it black and white. When all revisions have been made, a green checkbox will appear, informing you that you're all done with the tasks. To upload the latest version, simply click on the Export button, choose Export for cloud proofing, and upload the updated spreads. Just like before, your client will be informed that the album has been updated and is ready to be viewed. If your client is happy with the album, they can click on Approve Album. And you are now ready to print the album. To export for printing, click on the Export button in the top right corner and choose Export for print. You can choose to export in a variety of other formats, including JPEG, PDF, PDF-X3, PSD for Photoshop, and IDML for InDesign, by using the dropdown. However, we recommend leaving the settings as they are because, by default, SmartAlbums selects the specific file format and color profile that the chosen print lab requires for printing. Now, all you need to do is deliver the files to your lab, and you're all done. Note that each album company has a different ordering system, and you'll need to contact them for the ordering directions. To learn more about the software, see more video tutorials, please visit Pixellu.com. And for any questions, feel free to email us at smartalbums@pixellu.com.